So this is the YTP tier list I have right now.
Okay, so you need to add, like, everything else.
No, thanks.
We got this, Microsoft PowerPoint.
Ah.
Welcome to the first tier list of our channel. So, today with me, I have got musician, journalist, J.M.Brick.
So, J.M.Brick, you'll find a cringy SoundCloud and not like my professional Twitter or whatever. The one that, does not convey any kind of legitimacy. Yeah.
We're doing a tier list on PowerPoint, so we throw legitimacy out the window.
Well, hey, and that's the thing. It's not just the fact that the tier list is on PowerPoint. It's about the fact that it's about YTPs.
What is YTP? Go look it up on the internet, because if you're watching this video, you already know what it is, probably.
We're ranking YouTube poops today. This is not something you want to pop up when someone looks up your name after they look at your resume, I mean, there's going to be some edgy jokes, there's going to be some weird edits, and to be honest, this is kind of weird stuff.
I was in high school when I first discovered YTP, and I remember I thought it was the funniest thing, so I immediately show it to my friends. And all I know is that after a few days, like, multiple friends of mine just stopped talking to me.
They stopped associating with you. Yeah, I feel like if you can laugh at YTPs with somebody, you'll be together forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if you like someone and you want to see if, you should date them, just show them YTP.
Dude, if you've been watching your bae from afar and you go up to her...
Consider me more of an admirer from afar.
With the nerds, yeah.
You go up to her and you play that friggin' 45-minute long The Shrekkening YTP collab, and she just heart eyes just goes crazy for it. She's the one. Don't even question it. She's the one.
I gotta say, as someone who's done editing for films and stuff, when I ask people, it's like, hey, I can edit your short film. I do a lot of stuff, including YTP. The second they hear, oh, you do YTP, no, we're good. Oh, find someone on Craigslist, someone who knows what they're doing.
That's so funny. As absolute crap as YTP is, just as a genre, as an idea, it's ridiculously stupid. But the fact that it's so labor-intensive means that if someone makes YTP, they might be a pretty competent editor. As much as I respect the craft that goes into creating YTPs, based on the content, I can understand why they're not taken seriously.
I mean, with some of the YTPs we're about to review,
yeah, we'll get into that.
Are some of these okay? I was just kind of skimming through some of the ones you recommended.
Oh,
and I'm just like, what the f is in this?
Define okay. You know what? If we come up to some and they're a little too spicy, we can skip over them. They can be disqualified. They can go in the Wojcicki cup.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do right now.
Yeah. We gotta create a new tier, the Wojcicki tier, and just anything that's not appropriate just goes in there. Epic.
Insert text box over my Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's get a nice green. How do you say?
Green for the money Wojcicki makes. Okay, so the last name is WOJCICKI. Wojcicki.
Alrighty. Alright, so the first one on our list is Alpaca Hawk, and he got really famous with the series Peter Parker Fails at Life, which...
Stop!
Correct me if I'm wrong, really popularized sort of the Toby meme kind of community on the internet.
It's a bona fide classic. I mean, that's really the first YTP I remember absolutely loving.
That was basically right before the algorithm changed, so YTPers really thrived during that time.
That does make sense.
Just remember there's burnout. After you do a YTP, you kind of are exhausted for a few weeks, just with the mental creative space it takes to make one.
Oh, yeah. So YTP kind of suffers from the same problem that animation does, where it's so labor intensive.
Exactly, yeah. Because that was one thing that I was struggling with whenever I made a YTP, because something would do well and I go, oh crap, I gotta make another one so I keep the momentum up. But then it's if I make another one, then it's not as good because I'm still so exhausted from making the previous one.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to try and be consistent and put out stuff regularly, but I feel like if you're a fan of YTP channels these days that you kind of just accept that uploads are going to be infrequent and just accept that it's going to be quality over quantity.
A pack-a-hawk. He has earned his stripes, and we now have to decide where he belongs.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. I think if we were doing something about, like, most improved YTPer, that Alpaca Hawk would be God tier. But a lot of his really classic stuff, as important to me as his best YTPs are, the standard of quality isn't that high if you, like, consider, like, the entire channel's output. Yeah. He's gotten a lot better, but, like, his old stuff really isn't that funny.
Outside of Peter Parker Fails of Life, of course.
Right, which is a classic.
But also, like DaThings, in the first Peter Parker Fails of Life, he really abuses, like, the repetition and the reverse effect.
Yeah, man, I hate to say it, but I would probably go mid-tier as well.
It's no low tier, so I mean that's still a good placement.
I'm wondering if we're gonna put anybody in low tier, because I don't think I disliked any of the videos we watched.
I doubt it, actually.
Let's go.
Jollerbo is the definition of Wojcicki, like, just banned. Like, straight into the Wojcicki cup. Jollerbo is the ultimate, like, YouTube banned YTPer.
Also, just a disclaimer to any fans out there, Wojcicki does not mean bottom tier. It's separated from all. It's detached. It's its own thing.
Yeah, if anything, if we put a YouTuber in the Wojcicki cup, it means, like, how are any of their videos even on the platform, let alone monetized? That's what it means. So this is Leo, right? Let's go mid-tier. I'm feeling like mid-tier? I was impressed. It's not at all bad, but it's not, like, classic status to me.
All right, I'm going to argue for good tier just because his editing's so good, and it's, like, still funny.
I'll give you that
it's
one.
Not style over substance.
I'll give you that one.
If the good tier feels a little overpopulated, we'll kick him down. Okay, Emp Lemon, is this even a hard one?
It's God tier. There's no question.
Yeah.
There's no question. Honestly, for Emp Lemon to go from making some of the best YTPs ever to, like, genuinely some of the best YouTube, like, video essays I've seen. Because, like,
I just call them documentaries at this point.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
what he is. He's a documentary.
He is basically just a documentary filmmaker now, and he does a great job at that. So, huge respect to him. He's massively talented.
What are you gonna do now, big boy?
Number 1. I said this before, but he's the best sound editor of, like, all the YTPers. Like,
he really is.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was, like, industry professional.
That would be amazing if he was just doing this as a hobby. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, where it's hard to distinguish between good and God tier. Because, like, personally,
Talk about hard. Wait till the next one on our list.
Okay. I feel like we're gonna, like, overcrowd the God tier because we just love them all.
I say if there were 5 gods in Smash, we should have a 5 cap for this one.
I can agree with that. Let's say that number 1 is good for now. But if there's an open slot later in God tier, I might have to argue to move him up.
Rightfully so. Now Jimmy Davis.
God tier, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah. You know DJ Sellout, he hates YTP. Like, but when he saw this, it completely changed his view. He loves YTP now because of Jimmy Davis.
The power of Jimmy Davis.
Like, and it wasn't where he's like, you know what, I've been won over. Like, he fell on the floor laughing.
And I will add, he converted people to YTP using VeggieTales. So, like, that's powerful right there. So, Flying Kitty.
Got a tower?
Yeah.
Dude, that Towels edit, low-key, kind of reminds me of the nerd shit edit you keep doing.
Still can't wait to read that.
Nerd shit. Pull it with the nerd shit.
Dude, it's so crazy how Cool It With the Nerd shit has, like, become the staple of my channel.
It's your thing. It just is.
It was something me and Greg said when we went to Disneyland, and we thought we'd get kicked out because we kept on saying Cool It With the Nerd shit. And we were afraid, like, the Disneyland people would be like, this isn't acceptable with our brand.
Of
we
course.
need you to leave.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse throws you out. So Flying Kitty.
I'm actually going to say good tier.
Yeah. For me, it comes down to the fact that a lot of his videos aren't strictly YTPs. The ones that are great. But he is also, like, kind of in that meme lane where, like, he doesn't focus mainly on YTPs, but whenever he does one, they're really good.
Yeah.
But I would say good tier.
Clearly exceptional in both, but the best in both, I can't argue that. So Flying Kitty is good tier.
I completely agree.
DaThings.
Hey, Uncle Scar,
die.
The YTP community would not be the same without DaThings. Like, he's a literal... Some YTPers make their YTPs basically all just using DaThings references and jokes, like, where YTPs start to just reference themselves. He's hugely influential. He's really consistent. I will say that on average, his videos don't give me, like, as many, like, big belly laughs as, like, a lot of other YTPers do.
Because the only one I've seen, like, all the way through is the LOL King, and in my opinion, there's a lot of funny moments, but he does abuse sort of, like, the reverse effect.
And he gets a lot of crap for that. Like, everyone else kind of makes fun of that. So he's a legend, but I would actually probably say mid-tier.
Yeah, which is not a negative connotation. Like, mid-tier still means better than the rest. Like, if you haven't noticed, we are doing, like, the OGs. We're doing the best of the best. So even scoring mid-tier is an honor.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why many YTP channels aren't on this, because we're just signaling out the best of the best. So we got Spider-Side. He did, like, the epic Peter Parker YTPs.
I have a feeling you're gonna argue to put this higher than me. I'm feeling more of a mid-tier.
Yeah. I do think there is a difference between opinion and personal bias. So personal bias, of course, good tier, because editing-wise, like, he gets it. Like, he just has the natural sense of time and rhythm of a YTPer. But
yeah,
all he does is Peter Parker stuff, too. So there's not much variety.
I agree. I think conceptually, his videos are really cool. But, like, as far as really having a consistently engaging rhythm to it, it does kind of fall short a little bit for me.
So one other thing I'll say about Spider-Side is that the YTPs are really creative in how they mix different movies together. It's those kind of elements that are like a big inspiration for when I make YTPs, but I can also see how it's selective in a way. So I'll just pick my battles and we can settle for mid-tier on this one. So Friendly Fingers, you probably don't know this one because we just came across him, but he did Into the Spider-Verse. No, he didn't do Into the Spider-Verse. He did Into the Pizza-Verse.
That's right, yeah. And that is an amazing video. I'm not too familiar with a lot of his other videos, though.
He's definitely got a lot of stuff, and they just don't really seem interesting to me.
Yeah.
But because Into the Pizza-Verse was so good...
Back!
I would say mid-tier. All right, now we got Bosch.
Now, are a lot of Bosch's videos, like the really, really short ones, like... I'm feeling like a mid to low tier, actually.
Are you saying that we should put Bosch in the low tier so it doesn't feel lonely?
I mean, maybe. There's probably a bias going on where I want to put at least somebody in the low tier. I don't know if based on like the super short videos that he does, or she does, again, it's just a Yoshi.
Editing-wise, it's hit the bar, like, it's good enough. 9 out of 10 on the dankness scale, you know? But does it have that secret sauce? Does it have that truly special YTP, like, makes you laugh, make you not feel ashamed for laughing?
I'm actually going to argue for low tier. It really doesn't stand out to me as something that's unique, that's distinct as a YTP. I think they're, like, good meme videos, but they don't really stand out as YTPs to me.
Here's the thing, like, I would argue mid-tier, but I'm not really going to argue. And the reason for that is I don't actually think Bosch is a YTP channel. I think it fits much more into the meme category. Kind of like how Flying Kitty does both memes and YTP. I feel like Bosch does some sort of hybrid of both in very quick content to consume.
Sure. It's good in its own right, but it's low down on the tier of what we're judging here today.
And as said before, like, just being on this tier list means that you are the best of the best. So yeah, that's not an insult.
Oh yeah, these are some of our like favorite channels.
Now who dis?
I don't remember by only the thumbnail.
Yeah, I don't know that either. So we're going to put this to the side.
Oh my gosh.
And just I'll figure out who it is.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I just remembered. It's the guy that neither of us watched.
Oh crap, was this the Gangnam Style YTP?
Yes.
Okay, Wojcicki Cup immediately.
Wojcicki Cup.
That frickin'...
Here's Hoffy.
You saved the day again, Woody.
Oh, shut up. You gotta
I think Hoffy, from what I've seen of his channel, which isn't much yet, but I can really see like the like that sense of rhythm that like really makes a YTP and like keeps it going and going and going. I would be...
YTP's timeless in a way.
Yeah, definitely. I would go for a good tier for Hoffy.
Yeah.
Happy Express.
Who is not too popular.
Kind of underrated. The standout vids are really good.
His Jesse Pinkman one, like, still to this day makes me laugh like harder every single
Nice.
time.
What are you feeling for this one?
I mean, despite all the good things I say, I'm still gonna put
Really?
it in mid-tier. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I can be okay with that. I think that I haven't watched a lot of the videos beyond just like the ones that stand out as classics to me. So if you're feeling mid-tier, I'm comfortable with that. I'm not going to argue against it.
We always have a choice. My friend Harry taught me that. I chose to kill my friend Harry because he made my
Pizza time.
like I could argue to good tier, but then if that's the case, then I'm gonna move number 1 to god tier.
Oof. I feel like that might happen eventually anyway, though. So if you want to do that,
So if we move number 1 up, we'll have. Him take
I'm
his
cool with
place.
that.
He'll get
Yes.
promoted into
Move number
the
1 up.
slot.
Yeah, do it. I'm confident. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, we're doing that now? All right.
Why wait?
This is a certified hood classic.
So now we got good old Shafe at the bottom of the pile.
You see, I feel like because neither of us have really watched that many of his YTPs, we just have to put him in like an honorary, like, yeah, we see you, like,
Yeah.
you exist kind of corner.
We'll put him here as a.
Put him over there.
You know how like the Oscars have that like special type of award where it's like we want to nominate this certain type of filmmaker for his contributions or her contributions to the world of cinema. So we'll do
Sure, like a special honor.
yes, special honor. Special honor. Good old Shafe.
Heck yeah, dude. I feel like there's an empty spot in God tier with Mark Lars's
Gotta
name
have
written on
that 3x4 grid with just Bosch.
it. That may be influencing it, but honestly, I mean, come on, just think of the classics that Mark Lar has given us.
All right, so this is our tier list. You like it, you hate it, you disagree with it, that's okay. Tell us what you think in the comments below, or just think it angrily in your head, you know? Either or is fine.
Yeah. And you can leave as many angry comments directed at me as you want because I'm not running the channel and I won't have to look at them.
I'm Parker Yu, and this has been a tier list. Goodbye.
Long live YTP.
That's hot. 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 That's hot.